Trump, DOJ charges Portland Antifa militants over anti-ICE riots. About damn time. The criminal charges range from disobeying orders to assault on federal police officers, which is a crime punishable by up to 20 years in prison. And you need to give them the 20 years in prison because if you want to stop these lunatic, whack job, wannabe terrorists, the hate groups Antifas and the hate group BLMs, you need to start giving them really strong punishments when they do stupid shit, when they go beyond protesting to actual rioting. If you want to put an end to that kind of shit, you have to start putting people away for a really long time because then that puts the fear of God into other potential rabble-rousers who just want to break shit and be anarchists but don't really want to go to jail over it. So that's how you stop that crap. Anyway, the Department of Justice, or the DOJ, has been going after the anti-ICE rioters in Oregon, filing criminal charges against several Antifa militants accused of committing criminal acts during violent organized direct actions targeting the ICE facility in Portland. The criminal charges range from disobeying orders to assault on federal police officers, which is a crime punishable by up to 20 years in prison, and I say throw the book at these people. Now, at least 4 Rose City Antifa affiliates have been charged by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Oregon. Sources told the Post-Millennial that additional individuals would be federally charged in the coming days, meaning they are taking it away from the states because places like Portland are designed to codify and protect criminal behavior from the likes of the hate groups BLM and Antifa. We've all seen this. Almost nobody got in trouble during the massive militant riots from BLM and Antifa during the run-up to the 2020 elections, where they caused billions of dollars in damage and people died. But everyone wanted to focus on the tiny little protest at the J6 rally, where less than $15 million in damages took place. But no one's above the law, right? Now, Andy No posted about this. Let's see. I mean, these people just... they look like just pinheads. Look at this idiot here with the umbrella. They think they're doing something important, but they're not. They're just a bunch of douchebags. And a lot of these people come from decently well-off homes, or they're just straight up lunatics. On June 16th, this is the guy that is getting charged here. Wolf allegedly punched a federal police officer in the head when authorities moved to clear a barricade blocking a vehicle exit at the ICE facility. The bunch of pinheads here thought, we're going to stop deportations by blocking an ICE exit. I'm giving them voices because they're stupid. Located at 4310 Southwest Macadam Avenue. According to court documents, a group of roughly 25 protesters had gathered outside the South Portland ICE office. Individuals proceeded to trespass onto federal property and erected a makeshift shield blocked vehicle traffic. And so, at 11 p.m., authorities issued an order to disperse, and additional federal officers, including Customs and Border Protection Tactical Unit, or BORTAC, agents were dispatched to clear the barricade. And according to the complaint, federal officers approached the barricade holding riot shields, and as the officers encountered the barricade, Wolf allegedly pushed into the shields with his body and punched one of the officers in the head because he's used to getting away with this kind of crap and having no consequences, because apparently not everyone is handled by the law, because they've gotten away with it for at least 10 years, ever since the hand up, don't shoot hoax. Ever since then, these people, like Wolf, the Antifa jackasses, and the BLM weirdos, they have all felt entitled to loot, to riot, to burn, to intimidate, to harm, to murder. All those stuff they've gotten away with for the most part. Now, during the attack, the officer's face mask was knocked off of his face, which resulted in the officer being exposed to pepper spray and pepper ball dust that had been deployed to assist in clearing the blockade. Kind of like a self-own. The Department of Justice said Wolf had been wearing distinctive red gloves at the time of the incident, which was captured on surveillance footage. He was also allegedly armed with a knife, according to the complaint, and if convicted, he is facing up to 20 years in federal prison. And they need to give him the full 20 years if they can. Or at the bare minimum, give him 7 to 10 minimum. Let the guy rot in jail. Let all of his compatriots, all of his friends, all of his... Well, I don't even know if people like this would have friends, but people in his corner, let them see what happens when you do this. Now, last year, Wolf was reported to police as an autistic teen runaway. That's a nice little defense there. Journalistic Andy Ngo, senior editor of the Post Millennial, noted on X that Antifa often recruits members who are homeless or estranged from their families as they are easier to manipulate and exploit. And I got to tell you, I don't care. I have always thought that the insanity plea and all that crap, I have never been a fan of it. I don't care if you're crazy. If you commit a crime, you should pay the time. I just, we don't need to Arkham Asylum our society into oblivion. I'm just saying. Let's see. Anyway, Eli Victor McKenzie, 21, of Portland, has also been arraigned on federal misdemeanor charges and has been accused of failing to obey a lawful order during an Antifa-directed action on June 16th outside the ICE office, according to a criminal complaint. He is facing up to 30 days in jail, not long enough in my book, and was quickly released by a federal judge without bail. Okay, whatever. 30 days in jail anyway. Now, the Post Millennial previously reported that 2 additional Portland Antifa members had been federally charged with assault on police officers stemming from a June 14th violent riot outside the ICE facility. Ginovanni Joseph Brumbelow, what a name, of Gresham, faces up to 8 years in prison after allegedly using a sharpened wood stake to stab a federal police officer in the head. Why would that be only 8 years when the other attack was 20? Okay, whatever. And then there's Joshua Cartrette, I guess, 46 years old, so definitely should know better, of Oregon City, and he has been accused of pushing a federal agent and kicking deployed tear gas canisters towards other federal officers. Cartrette is a violent convicted felon, naturally, who was recently released from prison and has published writings in the Antifa extremist blog. It's going down. Well, there you go. Here's Ginovanni. Caught in the act, it says. Let's see what we have to see here. There's going to come a point, if these idiots keep escalating, that there's going to be live fire. And you know what? I am not going to feel bad when that day comes. You F around, you find out. And let's see what else they have to say here. So now all 4 cases are being investigated by the Department of Homeland Security's Federal Protective Services and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Pretty sweet. Antifa militants have been violently targeting the Portland ICE facility since the Los Angeles anti-ICE riots that kicked off on June 6th. Black-clad agitators concealing their identities behind facial coverings set up an encampment outside the facility, ignited fires in an attempt to burn down the building, and used objects to trap DHS ICE agents inside, according to police reports. And let me tell you something. If Trump had not brought in the National Guard to LA and did what he did in 2020, which is basically let it ride, there would be mass rioting, mass looting, mass fires all over the place. It's just how it would be. Trump learns. He learned from his first encounter that these idiots, these a-holes, not only can't be negotiated with, but the left is so radical, so full of TDS and insanity, they will let their own citizens suffer, their own voters suffer, their cities burn in an attempt to own Orange Man bad. So he seems to have learned his lesson, and now he is actually trying to do something to stop it. I guess better late than never. Now, on Saturday, the Portland Police Bureau declared a riot around 5:50 p.m. after Antifa and leftist demonstrators breached the exterior door of the ICE office before being pushed back by federal officers. Federal officers responded to the attack by deploying crowd control munitions. Video footage captured at the scene depicted warlike images. Again, it's just a matter of time before this escalates, unless you just clamp the hell down on these people. Let them ride. Let them spend a long time, maximum sentences wherever possible. That guy was up for 8 years, give him 8 years. The guy was up for 20, give him the 20. Let him ride. Let him rot in jail. On Wednesday, Antifa members returned to the facility for another violent direct action. Federal officers, including BORTAC agents, a special elite tactical team, used tear gas and crowd control munitions to quash the anti-ICE disturbance. According to Homeland Security, rioters assaulted officers with fireworks and other projectiles during the demonstration.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And you know these people think they're doing something important. They really do. But they're just agitators. This is what the voters voted for. They're going after illegal aliens. Get the hell out the way. But they want to do something that's important. They want to matter. So here they go. And that's why you throw them in jail. God damn. There's the fireworks trying to stop the cops. You just gotta sweep, arrest all of these people. I mean, compared to LA, it's still pretty mild. That guy needs to eat a salad right there. Holy.
Federal officers trying to get this vehicle out.
There's a fat Karen probably crying. Why am I being arrested? There you go. Now, the article wraps itself up by saying that both federal and local police took several protesters into custody on Wednesday, and when asked about the deployment of the BORTAC agents, a CBP spokesman told the Post-Millennial that the U.S. Border Patrol continues to assisting our federal law enforcement partners by providing critical tactical support to protect personnel carrying out their critical duties to protect our nation and communities, and basically telling these idiots that you are not going to stop us from getting our jobs done.